This episode of Against the Odds is brought to you by Card Kingdom. To pick up the deck and support the show, follow the link in the description box down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. So last week, we had our final, for now, all Modern Horizons Against Odds poll, and in the end, it was Unbound Flourishing taking home the win. So today, we are heading to Modern to play a deck I'm calling Unbound Wealth. Basically, looking to do shenanigans with Unbound Flourishing, doubling up our X stuff, and then eventually stealing most of our opponent's deck, maybe all of our opponent's deck, with Villainous Wealth. So that's the plan for today, and I'm super excited to give this deck a shot. So a quick reminder before we break down Unbound Wealth for Modern. If you enjoyed this deck, and you enjoy Against the Odds in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Unbound Wealth, starting with our namesake card, Unbound Flourishing. So Unbound Flourishing, kind of like a doubling season for X spells. If we cast a permanent with X in its mana cost, we double the value. If we cast an instant or sorcery, activate an ability with X in it, we get to copy that ability, do it a second time. So basically doubles that up as well. Basically anything that's an X gets doubled up. So the main plan of this deck is to use Unbound Flourishing to copy Villainous Wealth, preferably with a ton of mana. Villainous Wealth, if you don't know this card, it's kind of like a Genesis wave, but it's a Genesis wave for our opponent's deck. We target an opponent, they exile the top X cards of their library, and we can cast any number of non-land cards, convert a mana cost X or less for among them for free. So if we can generate a bunch of mana, target our opponent with Villainous Wealth. If we make enough mana, we can just kill our opponent by exiling literally their whole deck. On the other hand, if we can just make a bunch of mana, we get to cast 10 cards, 20 cards from our opponent's deck for free, and it gets way easier with Unbound Flourishing, because let's say we only have mana to make X equal 10 on Villainous Wealth. We get to double it, so we're going to have Villainous Wealth X10 into another Villainous Wealth X10, which basically lets us cast any of our opponent's like top 20 cards for free. So that's our biggest, baddest payoff, our main focus. To get there, of course, we need a lot of ramp. So we have some traditional ramp. Arbor Elf, Utopia's Brawl, Birds of Paradise gets us to Unbound Flourishing on turn number 2, and then adds mana to cast big Villainous Wells. We also have some sneaky ramp, and probably the sweetest card as far as ramping in this deck is Magus of the Candelabra. So Magus of the Candelabra allows us to pay X mana to untap X target land. So normally this doesn't do much of anything. Let's say we had 5 forests. We can like pay 5 mana by tapping our forest, then pay that 5 to untap the 5 forests. That doesn't really gain us anything. But with Unbound Flourishing and lands that tap for extra mana, Magus of the Candelabra gets absolutely absurd. And here, the best plan is Nick Fo's Shrine to Nick. So we get a bunch of green mana symbols on the battlefield. And then the trick is, with Unbound Flourishing, we can basically use Magus of the Candelabra to untap Nykthos twice. We make a ton of mana with Nykthos, and then, using one of that mana, we activate Magus, targeting Nykthos. That ability is going to get copied by Unbound Flourishing, so we're going to untap Nykthos, float mana again with Nykthos, tapping it again to make a ton more mana, and then with the second copy of Unbound Flourishing, we get to untap Nykthos again, tap it again. So this can get us just into the absurd mana range, making like 20, 30 mana fairly easily with the help of Nykthos. Magus also fine if we're just untapping lands that have a bunch of Utopia's Brawls on them. To untapping a land that makes 2 mana, we're netting mana in the process. So Magus of the Candelabra is a card that lets the deck get way out of control in conjunction with Unbound Flourishing and Nykthos. We also have Garruk, backup ramp essentially, untap some lands, work well with Nykthos. Doesn't really do anything specifically with Unbound Flourishing, but it does get us to those big Villainous Wells. To support our Nykthos devotion plan, Burning Tree Emissary just adds 2 green mana symbols to the battlefield, kind of for free since we net mana back. Llanowar Tribe, 3 green mana symbols, and it taps for 3 green mana. So that really boosts our mana production for Villainous Wealth. If we're not winning with Villainous Wealth, we got some backup X stuff. Hydroid Crosses, insane with Unbound Flourishing. Even if we cast it for like a relatively small amount of mana, let's say we cast Hydroid X3, with Unbound Flourishing out, we're going to double up the number of counters, which means it's going to be like X6. And remember, we can have multiple Unbound Flourishings. They stack. They are not legendary or anything. So let's say we have 2 Unbound Flourishings. We cast a Hydroid Crosses for 5 mana, X3. It's going to double up to 6 and then double up to 12. We're going to draw 6 cards, gain 6 life, draw through our deck, find our Villainous Wealth, find our mana, do all that sweet stuff. So very, very powerful. And once we get going with our fast mana, we can't just use Hydroid to literally draw our entire deck, find our Villainous Wealth, find another Nykthos, continue to go off. Nissa Steward of Elements doubles up into a pretty fast ultimate. Walking Ballista gives us some nice removal and also doubles up with Unbound Flourishing. Primal Command kind of holds everything together. It can find us like our Magus if we need mana, it can find us Crosses, Walking Ballista as finishers. So a nice way to tutor through our deck. Also Graveyard Hate. Since we have so much ramp, it's often fast enough to be relevant as Graveyard Hate. The life gain, good against aggro and burn, so kind of a little bit of catch-all, but mostly tutoring up like our Hydroid Crosses, our Walking Ballistas, our ramp creatures. Otherwise, we got a bunch of just one-of utility cards. Scavenging Ooze, Graveyard Hate, life gain, Eternal Witness, gets back whatever happened to die, Harmonize to draw through a deck, find our main pieces, and that's basically the deck. Tons of mana, Unbound Flourishing, hopefully Villainous Wealth for most of our opponent's deck. Otherwise, big Crosses, big X spells win that way. Mana base, we talked about Nykthos. It's kind of the main engine for our big Villainous Wealths. Works well with Magus, etc., etc. Some fetch lands to get some shock lands. Got some snow covered for us, not just for bluff value, but mostly for bluff value. Sideboard-wise, to fight through control decks, we have Besheju, who shelters off Vexing Shusher, which happens to have 2 green mana symbols, which is nice. Ways to make our Villainous Wealth uncounterable. Vexing Shusher can make anything uncounterable. 1 Thrun to like attack down Planeswalkers against blue-white control. Leyline of the Void, a necessary evil to deal with the Hogak deck. Also, we can cast it. We do have black mana in the deck. Scavenging Ooze, life gain, Graveyard Hate. Weather the Storm is hilarious in this deck for a couple of reasons. One is, it's insane with Burning Tree Emissary. We have sometimes where we can just go like on as early as like turn 3 maybe. Something like play a Utopia Sprawl on a land, play a Burning Tree, cast a Weather the Storm, Storm count at 4, gain 12 life. That's enough to really put the game away against burn on its own. The other time it's hilariously effective is after Villainous Wealth. If we Villainous Wealth and maybe cast like 10 spells from our opponent's deck, then we can just Weather the Storm. It's going to trigger for each of our opponent's spells that we cast from our Villainous Wealth. We're going to gain like 30 life, 50 life, some massive amount of life to make sure we don't get lightning bolted out of the game or whatever. Dead of Winter is our snow payoff, a sweeper for aggro. Beast Within, Catch-All can get Tron lands, Planeswalkers, whatever. Pithing Needle, Fracturing Gust to shut down Affinity-style decks, Boggles decks. And that is Unbound Wealth for Modern. And that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into our gameplay, see if the plan of doubling up our X triggers, comboing off with Magus and Crosses, and Villainous Wealth especially, can actually work in Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. All right, Against the Odds time. We are playing some Villainous Flourishing, something like that. Unbound Flourishing in Modern. And, alright, only 1 land, but we have 1 mana ramp. We have a Villainous Wealth. I think we got a Garruk. Alright, I guess we'll try this. See what our opponent's up to. Stomping Grounds for our opponent, tapped. Well, Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Utopia Sprawl on green. Pass the turn. Against a Stomping Grounds deck, little risky to run out Llanowar Elves, Arbor Elf, pretty easy for it to just die. Opponent, Strangle Rootgeist. Alright, here comes the beats. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 16. We draw Nykthos. That's actually a decent draw. So we will Burning Tree Emissary, add mana, Nykthos for green, play Magus, Arbor Elf, and pass the turn. Okay, the mana production is coming. We are missing blue at the moment to be able to Villainous Wealth, and we don't have Unbound Flourishing. Opponent combat attacks. Well, we're definitely not blocking. Sure. Down to 14. I guess worst case we can just play like a huge Ballista or Garruk into a huge Ballista. Huh. Okay. Demonic Dreads into Electro Dominance. Oh. Alright, Breeding Pool untapped. Well, now this could be fun. This could be really fun. So, tap. How much can we do here? Tap, untap. How much does this tap for right now? 5. Okay, so tap tap. Play Garrick. Untap 2 lands. Tap, tap. Untap 2 lands. Tap, tap. Untap. Tap. This is turn 3. This is turn 3! Okay. Villainous Wealth. X equal, like, 14? Alright. That's, that seems like a reasonable turn 3. And what do we get? Crashing Footfalls! Crashing Footfalls! Pelt Collector. Steel Leaf Champion. Steel Leaf Champion. Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf. Violent Outburst. Violent Outburst. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Cascade. Bloodbraid Elf into Villainous Wealth, which we won't cast. Cascade into Magus. Oh! Turn 3 crosses. Not gonna cast that. Magus, we'll cast it. Pump, pump. I guess we should have stacked this differently. Well, hello, turn 3.
Pona scoops it up. Okay, imagine that with an Unbound Flourishing. That was insane without an Unbound. Oh goodness, that was the best. That was as good as it gets. Turn 3, 16. Oh my goodness, we would have made like infinite mana next turn with a. Oh my god. Okay, well, good turn. Downside is, opponent's playing a kind of scary deck, and I don't know exactly what we do about them cascading into Living End. But at least we got that. That was insane. Okay, so bring in Scavenging Ooze. That seems good. And then I guess we bring in Leylines? Oh, our board's probably going to get wrathed. Wow, that was insane. Oh, that was so good. Okay. Yeah, what do we change here? We got to cut 5 cards if we're bringing in Leylines. I guess we could not bring in Leylines. Our opponent is a Living End deck, but they're also a Crashing Footfalls deck. Maybe we don't bring in the Leylines. Yeah, maybe we don't bring in Leyline. Maybe go down one Primal. Well, Primal Command is Graveyard Hate if it's fast enough. Let's go down the one Eternal Witness. Run it like that. I mean, Scavenging Ooze Primal Command, that'll be a Graveyard Hate. Oh my god. That was better than I could have imagined on turn 3. Alright. This hand has Unbound Flourishing. We don't have any big X payoffs yet, but Unbound Flourishing is sweet. Scavenging Ooze is also sweet. Opponent, Forest, and suspends Crashing Footfalls. Okay, so that's coming in the future, but we're safe for now. Let's just Forest Utopia Sprawl on... let's go green for now. Pass the turn. Opponent, taking down the Footfalls. Windswept Heath, cracks it. Next turn we can Burning Tree, Nykthos, Unbound Flourishing. Experiment one. And, alright, Nature's Claim. That does slow us down a smidge. Well, play Arbor Elf. Misty Rainforest. Pass the turn. Opponent, taking down the Footfalls. That is coming kind of soon. Wooded Foothills. Cracks Wooded Foothills. Blood Crypt, untap down to 14. And Violent Outburst into Electrodominance. Opponent's very good at cascading into Electrodominance. Second time that's happened. Yeah, well, it pumps their Experiment one. I guess that's a win. Opponent, combat. Gets in. We will take 2 down to 22. Well, crack this. Take a Breeding Pool tapped. Untap. Play Burning Tree Emissary. Add some mana. Play Nykthos. Nykthos into... let's just Unbound Flourishing. And... yeah, I guess we get in with Arbor Elf. Hit our opponent. We are going to have to survive these impending rhinos. One more turn. Opponent. Takes down Footfalls. Combat. No attacks. We draw. Ooh, Primal Command. Well, tap, untap. Tap, tap, tap. Harmonize. Ew. Did not hit a land. Alright. Well, pass the turn. Here comes the big ol' rhinos, unfortunately. Well, we did want to hit a non-Nykthos land there. So Footfalls grows Experiment 1. Opponent's got a clock. Tap land. Combat. Gets in. Yeah, we take it. Down to 18. Opponent passes. Play Burning Tree. Add mana. Nykthos. Let's Llanowar Tribe. Unbound Flourishing. Magus of the Candelabra. Pass the turn. Well, next turn is hopefully our big turn, if nothing goes wrong. Opponent untaps. Bloodbraid. Cascades into Pelt Collector. Okay. Well, we're going to take our beats this turn, I think. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Take our beats this turn and try to go off. Opponent gets in. Yep, we take it. Down to 4. Opponent passes. We draw. Llanowar Tribe. So, make Nykthos mana. Play Llanowar Tribe. Untap our lands. We get to untap all 3 thanks to these Unbound Flourishings. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. Unbound Flourishing. So untap all of our lands. Nykthos. Play new Nykthos. Nykthos. Primal Command. Put a land on top of our opponent's deck. Search for a creature. So Copperline on top. Search for a creature. I think we just win if we get Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista is going to be a big old ballista, double Unbound Flourishing, and this is pretty much what we imagined. Opponent scoops it up! Whoo! Okay. That is the plan. That is the plan. That was, what, turn 6. How big would this ballista have been? We had 30-some mana. So, like, 15, double it up, 30, double it up, 60? 60 power ballista? I was just going to get a Hydroid Crosses and draw our deck, but Walking Ballista seems clearly better there, and that was explosive, and that was impressive, and okay. That could be sweet. All right. I like that. All right. Against the odds time, we are mulliganing with Unbound Flourishing in Modern. And all right. Well, Nykthos. I don't think we actually need lands here. We need... I don't even know what we need. This is an awkward hand. Copperline Gorge for our opponent. And Birds of Paradise. Well, Verdant Catacombs, you. Mountain for our opponent, and Faithless Looting. Well, hopefully that's some fuel for our Scavenging Ooze, maybe. Manamorphose Carpusin Forest. Alright. And Reckless Bushwhacker. Sure. Opponent. Getting in. Well, Crack Catacombs. Take Overgrown Tomb tapped. Down to 17. We untap. Well, I think we are just going to Unbound Flourishing. That makes our Hydroid Crosses a lot better next turn. Hopefully we can take our beats, play a big Crosses, big-ish, hot Crosses X4, and then go from there. Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Manamorphose. Yup. Another Bushwhacker would be annoying. Goblin Guide. Tarka's Command. Well, that's basically a Bushwhacker. That's a lot of damage. Alright. 3, 6, 7. So we're down to 7. Top card is a Nykthos. So we drop to 7. But we get to untap, play Nykthos. Hydroid Crosses X2. Doubles to 4. Draw some cards. Go to 9. Pass the turn. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Top card, Villainous Wealth. Well, we will block Reckless Bushwhacker. Drop to 7. Opponent, Tarmogoyf. And passes. We draw Villainous Wealth. So we could go X3. I think what we do here is play Snow-Covered Forest, play Scavenging Ooze, eat Faithless Looting. Eat Reckless Bushwhacker. And pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent. Combat. And passes. Okay, so eat something random. I guess Forest. Shrink the Goyf. Untap. Magus. Well, play Magus of the Candelabra. Play Snow-Covered Forest. 4. So we go X3, X3. Yeah, let's go with a small-ish Villainous Wealth. Villainous Wealth, X3, but we get to do it twice thanks to Unbound Flourishing. So, copy it. Same targets. Number 1, Birds of Paradise. Burning Tree Emissary. Let's see, 3 damage. Put a land into play. So, Misty Rainforest. Burning Tree enters, adds mana. Villainous Wealth number 2. Scavenging Ooze. Skin. Wow, we got 6 cards. We can't Surge, but okay. You come into play. You come into play. You come into play. And then Scavenging Ooze, eat our land. And pass the turn. Whoa! That was pretty good Villainous Wealth. I guess we can start getting in with crosses. And next turn's Villainous Wealth is going to be ridiculous. Potent, down to 11. Lightning Bolt. I mean, I guess they could burn us out. That's not impossible. Untaps. Land. Oh, I just want to resolve this Villainous Wealth. That's all I want. That's all I want in the world. Potent. Passing. All right, let's play it safe. Not crack Misty. Draw a Misty. So, 1, 2, 3. Play, 1, 2, 3. Add mana. Play Llanowar Tribe. Magus. Untap. We get a bonus untap. Yup. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Nykthos. Add green. Blue, black, green, whatever. Villainous Wealth. Oh my god, this is going to be awesome. Villainous Wealth X 17. Double it. Same targets. Here they come. 34 cards deep. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, that's what we're imagining with this deck. Opponent was even on aggro, and it didn't matter. 34. Wow. We literally, over the course of 2 turns, we're going to be able to play our opponent's entire deck. Literally, they would have had 4 cards left, and we would have cast 40 of their cards with Unbound Flourishing Villainous Wealth combo. Oh, the good games are so good and so hilarious and just so much fun. Well, bring in Weather the Storm, bring in Scavenging Ooze, maybe bring in Thrun, seems like a reasonable blocker, and Dead of Winter. What do we cut is a bigger question. Maybe we don't bring in Thrun. Let's not go up Thrun. We can go down maybe like 1 Birds of Paradise, a Burning Tree Emissary, and I guess maybe like Eternal Witness. Try it like that. Oh, that game was insane. The good games are so good. Well, okay. This hand is fine. No Unbound Flourishing, but it's fine. Goblin Guide. Opponent. Combat. Gets in. Top card. Hydroid Crosses. Oh, Snow-Covered Forest. Magus of the Candelabra. Pass the turn. Wooded Foothills for our opponent. Cracks it. Gets a forest. And Manamorph. Oh, Burning Tree. Yikes. Opponent's on the Burning Tree plan. Okay. Do they also have like a Bushwhacker? Tarmogoyf. Alright. Flooding the board. Opponent goes to combat. Gets in. Top card. Overgrown Tomb. Down to 16. Weather the Storm. Interesting. Well, a little slow. Let's play Misty. Pass the turn. Maybe we can Weather the Storm here into something. Opponent, combat. Gets in. We get a land. Well, block the Goyf. Opponent plays a Tarka's Command. Okay. Crack this. Oh, Breeding Pool's so painful. Do we have to take it? So we're dropping to 6, 5, 4, up to 10. Yeah, I think we just have to take Snow-Covered Forest. And then Magus dies. We go to 6. We weather the storm. Go up to 12. Untap. Snow-covered forest. Llanowar tribe. We're pretty much right on the edge of dying, though. Pass the turn. Do we even get another turn? Do we untap with this Llanowar tribe? Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Top card is Nykthos. Well, we got a block. Block Burning Tree Emissary. Another one? Oh. Alright, that is also bad. Down to 7. I'll play Nykthos. Play Walking Ballista. X2. Actually, play Burning Tree Emissary. Make some mana. Walking Ballista X2. Pass the turn. Oh, we're holding on by a thread. Rootbound Crag for our opponent. Combat. Attacks, attacks, attacks. Top card is Unbound Flourishing. Well, we will block here. Block here. And then ping Burning Tree. Ping Burning Tree. Stay at 7 for the moment. Opponent passes. Unbound Flourishing. Oh, this Goif. Overgrown Tomb untapped. Primal Command. Gain 7 life. Search for a creature. Go up to 12 temporarily. And take... I think we just take Ooze. Pass the turn. Ooh, opponent untaps. What do they got? This Goif is big. Ooze. Alright. Ooze is all around. Opponent combat. Attacks. Hits us. Down to 7. Well, we untap. Crosses. What pathways do we have for winning? Well, play Scavenging Ooze. Eat Burning Tree Emissary. Opponent eats Burning Tree Emissary. Well, we will eat Burning Tree Emissary. Eat Walking Ballista. We go up to 9. But I think we're still going to die here. Opponent. Burning Tree Emissary. Into a Bushwhacker. Into a Bushwhacker. Yeah, that is lethal. Alright. Well, we get to be on the play for Game 3, which is nice. I'm excited about being on the play for Game 3. Maybe we cut Nissa in this matchup. Let's cut Nissa and go back up Birds of Paradise. Run it like that. Alright, we're on the play, going to game number 3. Let's get a good hand. Well, okay. This hand's interesting. I mean, Unbound Flourishing with Hydroid Crosses is pretty good. So, Snow-Covered Forest. Utopia Sprawl. On blue. Pass the turn. Opponent. Whoa! Scoops it up! Well, we did get a chance to go off. I don't know what our opponent was doing. Oh, man. Yeah, this hand would have been insane. Next turn, we would have been able to... Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess our opponent scooped correctly. Next turn, we would have been able to Burning Tree Emissary into Unbound Flourishing. Then the following turn, Nykthos, huge... We would add like a 10-10 crosses and be at like 25. So this was close to our nut draw. I wish we got to show it off without our opponent scooping, but game one, we got to show off how insane the deck can be. So I guess we take it. All right, against the odds time, we are playing some Unbound Wealth, Villainous Flourishing. Trying to do crazy things with Unbound Flourishing. And this hand's fine. We're a little light on payoffs, but we can make mana. Make a lot of mana. So I think our plan is Misty, Crack It, Snow-Covered Forest, Utopia Sprawl on green for now. Pass the turn. So we're looking for payoffs and Nykthos, basically. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire, and passes. Turn of Witness is interesting. So, I think we Misty Rainforest, Crack It, take a Breeding Pool, untapped, Utopia Sprawl on black, Magus of the Candelabra, pass the turn. Opponent, Kraken Bloodstained Mire, Sacred Foundry, tapped. Well, if we untap with this Magus, worst case we get 2 Primal Command, Swamp, and... Ooh. Alright. Collective Brutality kills Magus, takes Primal Command. So that is annoying. Opponent passes. Well, Eternal Witness. Get back Magus. Replay Magus. Pass the turn. Blackleaf Cliffs. So opponent looks like they're on Mardu Pyromancer. Some sort of Mardu Pyromancer deck. Well, how do you got, opponent? We really need to resolve this Primal Command. Young Pyromancer. And Faithless Looting. Alright. This is actually not bad. Because we can Primal Command, make our opponent shuffle their graveyard. Whoa, double Smiting Hex. And tutor up Hydroid Crosses, I assume? Well, let's Utopia Sprawl. On green. That is a powerful land. Tap. Untap. Tap. Primal Command. So target player shuffles their graveyard. Search for a creature. So shuffle in our opponent's graveyard. We will search for Hydroid Crosses. Pass the turn. Alright, no discard. No discard. If we get to untap and cast a huge craw, we're going to be super happy. Opponent untaps. Faithless Looting. Alright, opponent's digging through the deck. Looting, looting, looting. We would like this Magus to live. If Magus dies, we lose a lot of mana. Discards 2 lands. Alright, opponent's finding it. Inquisition takes our crosses. Alright, well, now we're back to needing a payoff. Opponent gets in, we take it. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. I'll play Llanowar Tribe. Untap. Play Burning Tree. And, I mean, now we're basically looking for a payoff. A payoff is what we need. Villainous Wealth, Hydroid Crosses, our last Primal Command, something along those lines. Opponent, Young Pyromancer Part 2. And we draw... Alright, Arbor Elf. Well, mana production, out of control. Mana production, 10 out of 10. Finisher, 0 out of 10, since our opponent managed to Inquisition our Hydroid Crosses, which we desperately need. Lingering Souls, opponent passes. We draw land. Alright, play the land, pass the turn. Oh, come on, deck. Come on, deck. Give us a finisher. Give us a Villainous Wealth. Give us something. Something big. Walking Ballista would be good. That would shoot down most of our opponent's threats. Harmonize to draw more cards. Opponent, what do you got? Young Pyromancer Part Million. Boy, they're going to make a lot of tokens. Opponent. And they have a Faithless Looting? Good God. Alright, come on, deck. Ooh, and they have a Lightning Bolt. Alright, well, token Ageddon is here. Good God. Opponent. Huge attack. Well, we will kill some Young Pyromancers. Yeah, alright. Well, we need to draw this turn. We need to draw this turn. We're down to 8. We draw. Birds of Paradise. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, alright. Oh, the discard of dupe. Oh, if we had drawn a little bit sooner, we would have had it. Well, we are going to bring in Scavenging Ooze. We are going to bring in Dead of Winter and probably Leyline of the Void. We are going to go down. This is the harder part. I guess we got to cut Burning Trees. Cut the Burning Trees. Cut the Garrick. And maybe go 1 Magus. Try it like that. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. We were so close to doing something awesome, but Faithless Looting is a busted magic card. Opponent was able to just looting into exactly what they needed. Well, we'll keep this. Scavenging Ooze is nice. We have decent mana, still a little light on payoffs, but Breeding Pool, Arbor Elf, go. This hand is actually weak to Blood Moon too. We don't have any basics. Bonnet. Untaps. Blackleaf Cliffs. And Inquisition of Kusalik. Yup. Takes Utopia Sprawl. Bonnet. Passing. Alright. Llanowar Tribe. Well, tap. Untap. Tap. Play a land. Play Scavenging Ooze. Play Magus of the Candelabra. Pass the turn. Blackleaf Cliffs. Boy, kind of regretting those Leyline of the Voids now. They're going to be pretty bad off the top of our deck. We can cast them naturally, so that is a thing, but still going to be a sad draw if we top deck one. Come on, finishers! Opponent, considering their options, goes with Collective Brutality, killing Scavenging Ooze. Thankfully, No instants or sorceries, and we get to eat the Lingering Souls. Opponent passes. Another Nykthos. Well, tap, tap. Untap. Yeah, I think we just have to do this and wait on Llanowar Tribe. Untap. Eat Lingering Souls. And yeah, I guess we send a message. Get in there, Megas. Opponent down to 19. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent. Kills our man. Removal Central over there. Faithless Looting. Smiting Hex and Plains discarded. Yep. So more removal. We draw Overgrown Tomb. Well, tap. Untap. Tap. Play this untapped. Llanowar Tribe. Gotta turn on this Smiting Hex somehow. Get in with Magus. And we're back to wanting a finisher for the most part. Although I'm sure this Llanowar Tribe's gonna get hexed. Opponent cracks. Sacred Foundry untapped. And Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright. Discards, draws. Another Smiting Hex. Well, this would be a good turn to draw something. Something big. Primal Command's the best draw, I think. On Ursa. Alright, opponent's out of action, but they have double Smiting Hex in the graveyard, so they're not really out of action. Come on, deck. Land. That's not what we were looking for. Pass the turn. No finishers. And they managed to kill all of our scavenge uses, which would have been insane. Maybe we should have held one, but they got a ton of discard. I don't know. Opponent. Well, they can start hexing away our board and making tokens. Smiting Hex kills Llanowar Tribe. Yup. Make some tokens. Big attack. No, crack Misty. Take a forest. Take 2. Down to 13. We untap. Something big. Breeding Pool. Alright. The fizzle's on. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Another Smiting Hex in the graveyard. There is the Smiting Hex. Kills our Magus of the Candelabra. And we are very much running out of time. Opponent, huge attack. We take it. Well, we need a top deck, and we need it this turn. Opponent passes. Harmonize would normally be good, but it might be too slow here. Oh! Huh. Okay. Interesting. Our Dead of Winter. Well, Misty, crack it. Snow-covered forest. Tap, untap. Dead of Winter. Okay, that was a draw. That buys us a minute. Pass the turn. Seasoned Pyromancer Part 2 to draw some cards. That card's so good. Discards Lingering Souls. Please not discard. Alright, Lingering Souls. And Blood Crypt. Oh no! And discard? Oh! Seasoned Pyromancer. Literally the master. Oh my god. Unbound Flourishing, and we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess we won't scoop, but wow. Well, that is how this deck works. It kinda hits all the answers because it just draws a million cards. Oh, that Thoughtseize was so brutal. That was the difference between winning and losing. Wow, and Lightning Bolt. All right. Oh, if they didn't hit that exact Thoughtseize, I think we would have stabilized and won because we could have gotten back Scavenging Ooze with a million mana, but that's how Pyromancer decks do things sometimes. Alright, against the odds time, we are Unbound Flourishing. Flourishing in Modern. Played some Villainous Flourishing, something like that, Unbound Wealth. Hopefully doing crazy things. And this hand's fine. We got Ramp. This hand would be insane with the Nykthos. That's kind of what we're missing. Nykthos, and then I guess also a payoff. Dragon Skull Summit. Opponent, passing. Well, Snow-Covered Forest. Arbor Elf. You. Opponent. If we get a chance, we'll definitely run out Unbound Flourishing. Goblin Guide. Alright. Rakdos Goblins. Opponent, combat. Attack. Top card is Crosses. Alright. We can't cast Crosses yet. Need blue mana. Although, we're going to have this Unbound Flourishing down, so if we draw blue mana, another tap land, opponent passes. Alright, Snow-Covered Forest, play Burning Tree Emissary. So we have a Goblin Guide blocker. Make some manas. Untap. Snow-Covered Forest, Unbound Flourishing, and pass the turn. Well, come on, blue mana. That's what we want most of all. Opponent said, oh geez. They see it coming. Opponent. Eidolon. Oh, maybe this is just like Rakdos Burn. Goes to combat. Attacks. Top card. Blue mana, please. One time. Oh, okay. Utopia's Sprawl works. So we will block Goblin Guide. Lose Burning Tree. Opponent passes. So, Utopia's Sprawl. Snow-Covered Forest. Take some damage. On blue. Tap. Untap. Tap. So we can go X3, which is X6. Yeah, that's worth it. Since we have Unbound Flourishing, X3 is actually decent. So Unbound Flourishing, double our counters, up to 6, draw 3, gain 3, get a 6/6. All right, pass the turn. Up to 19. Sorry, bird. Yeah, that is Unbound Flourishing doing what it does. Mountain for our opponent. Now we actually wouldn't mind Crossus dying, so we could get it back. Searing Blaze. Gonna take down our Arbor Elf. Yup. And oh, come on. Something. Fatal Push. Riftbolt suspended. Opponent passing. Well, I guess we just play Garrick. Make a beast. Play Misty. Get in with Crossus. Hit our opponent down to 12, and I think we're just in race mode, essentially. Unless we can draw another X-Spell. Opponent down to 12. Riftbolt coming down. Riftbolt. Going for the Craw? Going to the face? Going for Garrick? Opponent's got options. They do have to take damage off of this. Alright, gonna take down Garrick. Drops to 10. And opponent. Riftbolt. Taking down our beast. Problem is our opponent's not going to be able to cast any spells. After we hit them to 2, they're just Eidolon locked. Opponent combat. Attacks. Well, yeah, let's crack. Crack Misty. Take a breeding pool. Take our beats. Down to 5. Alright, I can't resist. I can't resist. We got to do it. Oh, I mean, Crossus number 2. This one's going to be even bigger and badder. X4 doubles to X8. And I think that's game. Unbound Flourishing. And opponent, yep, realizes the end is not just near, it is officially here from the Crossuses. And now we bring in Scavenging Ooze, Weather the Storm. And otherwise, we just run it back. We'll go down the Nissa, and we'll go down maybe one Magus, and run it like that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Deck is just kind of crushing people. Ooh, all right. Wow, this has potential to be insane. We really want this Arbor Elf to live. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire, passes. We draw. Weather the Storm. Well, Overgrown Tomb untapped, and Arbor Elf. If we get to untap Burning Tree, Nykthos, it is ridiculously good. On the other hand, if they kill this Arbor Elf, we might be doing nothing until we draw land. Mountain and... Alright. Well, now we're on the doing nothing plan. I guess we can still ooze. But we need another non-Nykthos land. Opponent. Weather the Storm is sweet, though. Having that in... We have a lot of life gain in hand, actually. Bloodstained Mire. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Gets a Mountain. And Lava Spike. Down to 15. And... Lava Spike down to 12. Opponent passes. Alright, Misty Rainforest. Yeah, let's just pass. See if we can get some Weather the Storm value here. And then untap and try to go nuts. Opponent passes. Alright. Crack Misty. Breeding Pool tapped. Untap. Utopia Sprawl. On green. Burning Tree Emissary. Make some mana. Burning Tree Emissary. Make some mana. Nykthos. Make some green mana. Scavenging Ooze. Weather the Storm. Come on, no Skull Cracks, please. Oh, no Skull. Alright. Yeah, that was good. Little mini storm combo, and then eat your whatever. Lava spike, I guess. Okay, good turn. Good turn. Up to 26. Oh, weather the storm is sweet. Opponent cracks. Bloodstained Mire. Blood Crypt. Tapped. And I mean, that probably just wins us this game all by itself, honestly. Just the amount of life that was gained. I don't know how our opponent gets back from that. I don't know if they can. I don't know if it's possible. I think we just got him. Opponent. Ramanump Ruins. Alright. Searing Blazes. Our ooze. And passing. Ooh. Oh, we don't have the mana, do we? One. If we Nykthos. Huh. Well, okay. Let's Nykthos. Gain 7 life. Search for a creature. Take Magus. Play Magus. Go to combat. Attack. And we might be able to do the reverse Burnarino if our opponent doesn't scoop and our stuff lives. Opponent goes to 13. Swamp. Come on. Let us untap. Let us untap. Oh! Opponent scoops it up. Well, I mean, our life gain, our little storm turn did win us the game. I did want to kind of Villainous Wealth, but we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Good enough. All right. The deck is sweet and it's working. Yeah. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Unbound Flourishing, some Villainous Unbound Flourishing, and ew. All right. This hand seems good. We're missing our Unbound Flourishing, but Birds of Paradise into Llanowar Tribe with Nykthos. So, yeah, we'll keep this. And then we got Primal Command to find something. This hand looks pretty decent. See what our opponent's doing. Moorland Haunt, Aether Vial. All right, looks like spirits. Well, Verdant Catacombs. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Take a... let's just take Snow-Covered Forest. Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Opponent. Taking up the Aether Vial. We're going to have a lot of mana. A lot of mana. Ooh, opponent's all in on the Vial. All right, opponent passes. Well, we get to play Burning Tree Emissary. Add some mana. Nykthos. Add green. Llanowar Tribe. Pass the turn. Okay. Opponent Vials in. Noble Hierarch. All right, getting the mana going. Opponent untaps, takes up Vial. And passes? Looks like passes. What do we draw? All right, gonna path our Dork. We get a Snow-Covered Forest. Crosses. I'll play Misty Rainforest. 1, 2, that does slow us down a lot. Well, crack Misty Rainforest. Take Breeding Pool. Untapped. Run out Llanowar Tribe, Part 2. And, yeah, pass the turn. Okay, Vials in. Selfless Spirit. Well, we're not really planning on wrathing, so... Vial, taken up. Opponent. Supreme Phantom. Growing the Dorks. Goes to combat. Gets in. Yeah. So, we take a bundle. Down to 12. Opponent passes. We untap. Unbound Flourishing. How much mana do we have? 9. Alright, so I think what we do here is Primal Command, gain 7 life, put Aether Vial on top. Opponent Vials in. Drog Skull Captain. Okay. And then we... do we Primal Command again? So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think what we do is Primal Command, gain 7 life, search for a creature, which is Walking Ballista. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Replays Vial. And Mausoleum Wander. Alright. Opponent combat. Getting in. Sure. We take a ton. Down to 17. But we untap. Snow-Covered Forest. So play Snow-Covered Forest. Play Unbound Flourishing. Nykthos. 7, 8, 9, 10. If we cross this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, let's just cross this. Cross this X8. Yeah, cross this X8. Unbound Flourishing resolves. Cross this goes to 16. Opponent's ha-ha-haing in the chat. So, opponent scoops it up. Well, we would have drawn 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that, and then we would have drawn for our turn. Yeah, I think we would have been good, because next turn, we would have been at a high life total, and then next turn, we either could have cast a massive Ballista with a second Unbound Flourishing and Wrath the board, or just went with another Crosses. So, alright, that worked. That worked pretty well. Spirits, Spirits. Huh. I mean, I guess we're just trying to go over the top. We can bring in Dead of Winter, and that might literally be it. Maybe go down Nissa? I think we're just trying to go over the top of our opponent's deck. That is our plan, that is our hope. It worked at game 1. Opponent had a slow mana, like, Ether Vial hand, but it worked. The deck does such crazy things when they work out. The crazy things, oh lord, they are so fun. Alright, opponent's on the play with their Spirit deck. And, okay, sure. Misty Rainforest for our opponent, cracks it. Breeding Pool, untapped. And, okay, Noble Hierarch, not Ether Vial. Opponent, passing. Let's just Snow-Covered Forest. Utopia Sprawl, green. Pass the turn. Flooded Strand, opponent cracks it. Island, and gets in with the noblest of hierarchs. Sure. Down to 17. And Supreme Phantom. Well, Unbound Flourishing. We do want that eventually. Let's Misty Rainforest, crack Misty Rainforest. Snow-Covered Forest. Llanowar Tribe. Pass the turn. Nykthos would be pretty crazy here. Opponent. Windswept Heath. Combat. Gets in for 2. Yeah. Well, we take it. Down to 16. Opponent cracks. Plains. And passes. Well, Breeding Pool, untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I think we Burning Tree Emissary. Resolves. Harmonize. There's Collected Company. 2 Drog Skulls. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ugh. Well, Llanowar Tribe. Sadly, we could be dead if our opponent has a Lord. Ugh, Double Lord is brutal. Opponent untaps. Are we dead? Misty. Alright. Yep. Well, that was a good Collected Company, I gotta admit. Alright, run it back. Oh, we were so close to going off. We needed one more turn. If our opponent hit single Lord, we probably could have went off, but double Lord into Phantasmal Image in hand. That's a tough sell. That is a tough sell. We were going to cast a really ridiculously big Crosses and go back up over 20 life and have a huge blocker. Ay! Well, I mean, Magic Gods. Sometimes they smile upon us, sometimes they smile upon the opponent, and they smiled upon that Collected Company, that's for sure. Alright, so we're on the play, which is good. Ugh, well, we're gonna have to ship this one. 0 lands. Ugh. Alright, well, we'll keep. Walking Ballista. Well, I guess we'll keep it. Snow-Covered Forest, go. This is a bit slower than we were hoping. Opponent, untaps. Misty Rainforest, cracks it. Breeding Pool, untapped. And the noblest of hierarchs. Well, we're probably just going to cash in Ballista to kill that. Untap. Snow-Covered Forest. Burning Tree Emissary. Make some mana. Walking Ballista. X1. Kill Noble Hierarch. And pass the turn. Well, next step is resolving this Primal Command at some point. Misty Rainforest, opponent. Mausoleum Wanderer. Alright, that's going to make it a little harder. Let's see what we draw. Dead of Winter. Well, go to combat. Get in with Burning Tree. Hit our opponent. Misty Rainforest. Go. Opponent. Kraken. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Forest. And Selfless Spirit. Ew. Okay. That's not the worst. Opponent gets in. Hits us for 2. Ether Vial. Well, crack Misty. Take Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Untap. Crosses that we can't cast yet. Well, go to combat. Get in with Burning Tree Emissary. Hit our opponent. Yeah, I think we have to do this now. Ugh. Alright, Dead of Winter. And pass the turn. Opponent's got 3 cards. We have this Primal Command. We'll see. Opponent taking up the Vial. We're running light on mana this game. None of our mana production. And not much for Nykthos. Opponent takes up Vial. Passes. Land would be great. Alright, Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Breeding Pool. Untapped. Primal Command. Oh, maybe we cross this? This Ether Vial can put a Mausoleum Wander into play. Yeah, I guess we just cross this. Not an exciting cross this, but it's a 3-3. And it doesn't get got by Ether Vial Mausoleum Wander. Ew. Eternal Witness. That's also interesting. That's not bad. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent. Wow. Runs out a Spell Queller. Sure. Untaps. Vial. Up to 2. Pass our crosses. Well, we grab a land. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Hits us for 2. Well, we take it to 13. Opponent passes. Alright, so Primal Command. Gain 7, search for a creature. Take Hydroid Crosses. Play Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Opponent. I mean, maybe we could just craw until our opponent gives up. I think that's our current plan. Combat. Hits us. Down to 18. Sure. We take it. Opponent passes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hydroid Crosses. X4. Draw 2. Gain 2. Untap a land. Play Magus. Pass the turn. Alright, we got some defense for the moment. What is our opponent's hand? That's the big question. Opponent. Vials in Spirit Lord? Knight of Autumn. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, puts counters on it. And another Path to Exile. Well, take a snow-covered forest. Opponent untaps. We can kind of flood the board this coming turn, which is good. Opponent. Tap land. 2 cards in hand. Goes to combat. Gets in. We take it. Down to 14. Opponent passes. Ooh, there's Villainous Wealth for the future. So Arbor Elf. Llanowar Tribe. Opponent has a Spell Queller. Yup. Well, I think this means we Eternal Witness for... Oh, what's our plan? Yeah, I guess we just take... You know what? We're going to go for it. Take Burning Tree Emissary. We're all in on Villainous Wealth. If it works, awesome. If we die, sad. But that's the plan. Pass the turn. No attacks. Take our beats. All right. It's up to you, Villainous Wealth. Be good to us. Opponent. Vial. Stayed at 3. Combat. Attacks, attacks, attacks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will take it all. Down to 6. Opponent passes. Well, play Burning Tree Emissary. Add some mana. Nykthos. Add mana. Untap Nykthos. Tap Nykthos. Add mana. Play Nykthos. Keep the new Nykthos. Tap Nykthos. Add mana. Tap. Tap. Untap. Please nothing go wrong. Untap. Untap. Villainous Wealth. Okay, so what could they collected company into? I think we go X15. This lets us play around Collected Company Double Mausoleum Wander, Villainous Wealth, X15, and play some spells. We get Mausoleum Wander, Mausoleum Wander. Oh, the old Reverserino. Rattle Chains, Supreme Phantom, Drog Skull Captain, Path to Exile on your Spell Queller, Collected Company. Okay, that was not bad. That was not bad. We have some defense. Coco. We get Llanowar Tribe and Magus. Oh, we're even hitting with the Cocos. Number 2. Llanowar Tribe. Everything to the bottom. Path to Exile. Get rid of your Spell Queller. Opponent Vials in. Drog Skull Captain. Alright. Drog Skull Captain. Supreme Phantom. Rattle Chains. Sure. Rattle Chains. Sure. Noble Hierarch. Mausoleum Wander. Mausoleum Wander. Go to combat. Attack. Attack. Hit our opponent. And is that going to be enough? Boy, if we draw one more payoff. Opponent takes up Vial. We have defense, though. We have flying defense now. Opponent, combat. No attacks. We draw. Oh, that's what we were looking for. Okay. So Nykthos. Add some mana. Untap Nykthos. Untap Nykthos. Nykthos. Add some mana. Untap Nykthos. Wait. Untap Nykthos. Add some mana. Actually, let's cast this. Gain 7 life, search for a creature. Take Crossus. Add some mana. Crossus. X a very large number. X 34. Draw a few cards. And opponent scoops it up, taking down spirits, and Unbound Flourishing. The deck is doing stuff. It is actually, it just does some spectacular stuff. Villainous Wealth has been incredibly hilarious and sweet. I'm so glad we decided to go Villainous Wealth with this deck because it's ridiculous, and it's hilarious, and it's awesome. Alright, sweet. So what do we learn this week about Unbound Wealth in Modern? And the deck, it kind of crushed it. We played 5 matches, we only lost a single one to Mardu Pyromancer, giving us an 80% win percentage, making Unbound Wealth very near the top as far as the data. As far as win percentages and against odds, we beat a Living End deck, we beat a Bushwhacker Zoo deck, we beat a Burn deck, we beat Spirit, so we kind of went through a bunch of different decks, and we were able to crush them all. Well, except Mardu Pyromancer, that was annoying, and the deck was pretty effective. This deck was so much fun. Villainous Wealth is, it is just such a cool card. I don't think we've ever played Villainous Wealth, honestly, and this deck, we had games where we were able to literally steal our opponent's entire deck. It was very effective. Crossus was great. Magus was great, even though I think I maybe should have untapped things differently sometimes, but really, the deck worked surprisingly well. It was surprisingly effective. Of course, there is a downside. Sometimes we just draw all ramp and no action. That is one of the concerns. The good news is, thanks to Hydroid Crossus, and also Villainous Wealth, and also Primal Command to find Hydroid Crossus, we only really need one payoff card. The main time we got punished was against discard decks with lots of Thought Seizes and stuff, but really, if we can do our mana plan, stick an Unbound Flourishing, we only need a single card, and then life is good. Like, Hydroid Crossus draws us so many cards, we're definitely going to find more finishers. Villainous Wealth generates so much card advantage, it pretty much just wins us a game. We even had, like, a cool reverse storm turn where we, like, stole all of our opponent's stuff, cast all their stuff, including a Manamorphose to get mana, to play our sideboarded Weather the Storm to gain a bunch of life. We had one game where our opponent scooped, where they had 38 cards in their deck, and we were going to Villainous Wealth 34 of them, thanks to our Unbound Flourishing. Literally just play essentially our opponent's entire deck on our side of the battlefield. So the deck was awesome. It was so much fun. I am so happy with how it went and the just awesome games and moments with this deck. So if you want to do some spice and steal your opponent's entire deck, I think Unbound Flourishing, Villainous Wealth, Magus of the Candelabra seems like the way to go. So anyway, that's been our Against the Odds for this week. Unbound Wealth for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.